What's up everybody, welcome back to Legit Whiskey Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing Basil Hayden Toast. Alright, so this one comes out of the Jim Beam Distillery. It is 80 proof, so 40% ABV, and it is retailing for $49.99. So this is a new product released from Jim Beam, and it comes, it's gonna be a permanent fixture in the line for the small batch collection, which includes Knob Creek, Booker's, and Basil Hayden's, and Baker's. So the regular Basil Hayden's, that one has a high rye mash bill, and it's one of those whiskeys that I've tried before, wasn't impressed with, and never actually bought myself because, you know, I just feel like it's outrageous what they're charging for an 80 proof whiskey with nothing special about it. And that's just my opinion. I just feel like it's one of the worst values in bourbon. And this one here again is 80 proof, and it retails for $49.99, so a higher price. And you know, hopefully it's better than the regular Basil Hayden's. This is the Toast, so what they do with this one, they age it for a certain amount of time, and then they re-barrel it, so it's like a double-barreled product for a certain amount of time. And another unique feature about this one is that they replace the rye in the whiskey. You know, like they have the high rye in the regular Basil Hayden's, and they replaced it with brown rice as part of the grain and as part of the mash bill in this one. So I thought that was interesting. I wonder what the brown rice is gonna actually do to the whiskey. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not sure what to look for, but you know, hopefully this one fares better for me than the regular Basil Hayden's. And as far as the regular Basil Hayden's, also they dropped the S, the apostrophe S, so now it's just called Basil Hayden. And like I said, this is gonna be a permanent line, permanent whiskey in the line of Basil Hayden. So, all right, so enough talking and let's get into this. I really like the design on the bottle. They did, in my opinion, knock it out of the park as far as the appearance and the label and the look of the bottle with the little buckle here. I feel like they really did a good job as far as that part of it. So, all right, but more importantly, let's go to the nose. So one thing that really jumps out that you notice right away is it's pretty oaky, but not in a aged, it's not like oaky in an aged way. It's like a different kind of oak, and I don't know how to explain it. I do smell a little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla, but all these notes are kind of like, you know, kind of muted, kind of like very subtle. The one note that does stick out, like I said, is that oak, and it has to be from that double barreling process, because that's what's sticking out the most to me. And then, like I said, with the vanilla, caramel, but they're very muted. It's not like, and you know, which I expect from the 80 proof, but yeah, it's just very muted. There's a little bit of spice in here, a little bit of honey. But, you know, overall, there's not much on the nose. There's just not a lot going on here. It's not anything that I'm super excited for. It's just really simple. I'm already disappointed in the nose, but what counts is the palate. Let's try it. Cheers. So, super short finish. There's a little bit of spice in here. As far as flavors I'm picking up, that oak is coming through on the palate as well. It's the main thing I pick up. In my opinion, there's not a lot of sweetness here. There's a little bit of sweetness, and I'm still getting the caramel, vanilla, like I said, the oak. but everything I'm tasting is super short, it's super muted, and it's really not doing it for me. I wish there was more sweetness also, but let me try it again. I will say this is super easy to drink. You can easily go through a bottle super fast because there's just not much going on. There's no burn, super easy to drink. And I feel like they are probably catering to a beginner bourbon drinker, but in my opinion, if you're a beginning bourbon drinker, there's way better stuff out there for way cheaper. I still feel like this new offering from Jim Beam is still overpriced in my opinion. The flavors that are there are okay. It's just like very simple and very muted. I wish I would be interested to try this at a little bit of a higher proof. You know, that would be kind of cool. Maybe like a cast strength, you know, version of this. It might be more interesting, but as far as what's here, it's just like I said, it's just muted. I do like the oak, I do like that little bit of spice, but everything else, you know, I wish it was sweeter. I wish the caramel vanilla that's coming through was a little bit brighter or a little bit, you know, deeper, richer. But that's not the case in this. But let me try it one more time before I give my final grade. Yeah, this is not for me. There's just really not anything going on here. Maybe it's today, maybe it's the day, but this bottle's been open for a while because I wanted to make sure that it opened up because I wasn't impressed when I first opened the bottle. So my idea was to leave it open for a while and hopefully it opens up for the better, but that's not the case. It's still just not much going on here and I'm very disappointed. And yeah, I mean, I feel like this one as well is way overpriced. I'd feel better about it if it was like in the $25 to $30 range. It might be a little bit better, but at the price that it's at $49.99, I just feel like it's way overpriced. It's not offering much. And like I said, even for a beginner drinker, which is what I think they're catering to, I feel like there's way better stuff, like I said, for cheaper out there. So as far as my final score on this, I'm gonna give this a D. I'm just not impressed. And if you see it on the shelf and you asked me, I would say just leave it on the shelf because there's not much going on here. So if you like my content, remember to smash that like button. Remember to subscribe. You can catch me on Instagram at LegitWhiskeyReviews, and keep it legit and do it for the love of whiskey. Cheers.